Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. So we will have a session which will start here maybe in another 2-3 minutes, right? Uh, Basically, it is boot camp, right? And you will be taught how to start a startup and all that. And I would wish that there are a lot of students who are from CS to have this. Okay, please be seated. Attendance, please don't, no problem, I will take care, right? 11 o'clock, you have a class at 12 o'clock.
Check. Hello. Can everyone please have their seats? Can you please settle quickly? We'll start. Hello and good morning, everyone. We welcome you all to the boot camp of the Sustainability Hackathon Challenge, co-hosted by EDII and Nsut IIF. Today is a very special day. We have some few guests among us, very esteemed guests. First of all, I would like to welcome Sri Harkesh Mittal. He's the chairman of Startup India Seed Fund Committee and also the senior advisor at EDII. Next, we have Mr. Dipen Sahu with us, who is an assistant innovation director at AICTE. And then we have Mr. Mayank Gupta, who is the CEO and co-founder of Zopo. And he's also our alumni from NSUT. And you guys must already know Prerna ma'am, Professor Prerna Gaur. She's the director of NSUT IIF and the director of West Campus. Then we have MPS Bhatia sir. He's also the director of NSUT IIF. And finally, we have Mr. Himanshu Singhal. He's the CEO of NSUT IIF. So we have 3 sessions planned for you guys today. First one will going to be on sustainable startups, then value innovation, and then finally entrepreneurship and ecosystem. First of all, I would like to welcome Prerna ma'am, and I would request Prerna ma'am to present a bouquet to Harkesh Mittal sir. Now I would request MPS Bhatia sir to present a bouquet to Mr. Dipen Sahu. And I please request Mr. Himanshu Singhal to present a bouquet to Mr. Mayank Gupta. I also request Mr. Himanshu sir to present a bouquet to Prerna ma'am. And to Bhatia sir also. So without further ado, let's start the session with the inauguration ceremony. I request Prerna ma'am to give the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, Dr. Harkesh Mittal, Mr. Dipen Sahu, Mr. Mayank Gupta, Professor MPS Bhatia, and dear Himanshu Singhal, Jatin, faculty members, Director of NSUT IIF, Deans, and my dear students. I welcome you all to the boot camp of Sustainable Hackathon Challenge by EDII and NSUT IIF. It is my absolute pleasure to be here today for the inauguration of this Hackathon boot camp. This is a truly exciting event that will inspire some of the brightest minds from around the country to develop innovative solutions for our most pressing sustainability challenges. The world is facing unprecedented environmental and social challenges, from climate change and biodiversity loss to poverty and inequality. It is clear that we need to take action now to ensure a sustainable future of ourselves and future generations. This Sustainability Hackathon Bootcamp provides an incredible opportunity for you students to come together and work towards that future. Over the course of these sessions today, you will be learning from the industry experts and gaining deep insights on the entrepreneurial ecosystem of our country. We have 3 sessions planned for today. The first session will be the topic Sustainable Startups by Shri Harkesh Mittal ji, Chairman of Startups India Seed Fund Committee, and also our chief guest for today. Your presence today sparks a fire amongst the heart of young entrepreneurs, sir, and we hope that your session will be of an immense value to the students. The second session would be the topic Value Innovation by Mr. Mayank Gupta, COO and co-founder of Zooper, which is an insurance infrastructure API platform. Mr. Mayank is also an alumnus of our institute, and I feel truly proud to see such brilliant minds in the industry bringing pride to NSUT. And we have Mr. Deepan Sahu, who will be speaking on entrepreneurship and ecosystem, Innovation Director AICT, who is instrumental for the Institute Innovation Council and giving a shape to the startup ecosystem to all India level through this platform. I want to thank all the industry experts for being here with us and providing their insights and sharing their valuable experience with our students. I hope all 3 sessions will inspire you in developing solutions that could help real impact on the world. I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor J.P. Saini, sir, who encourage us for active participation in such activities. And he always fills us with motivation and inspires us to deliver excellence at every step in the life. His contribution towards our institution and his zeal to support young innovators in their endeavors is truly inspiring, and we hope that he keep us guiding like this for years to come. Lastly, I would like to thank Dr. MPS Bhatia and Dr. Vijender Singh, Dr. Vinod Kumar, our directors, for their continuous support in making such event a success, and I am grateful to them for bringing the backbone of NSUT-IF. I am also thankful to Himanshu ji and Jatin for continuous efforts. Today's boot camp session revolves around sustainability, and with this boot camp, we want to inspire you in building better solutions for this future. So let us begin this exciting journey together. With that note, I want to request Professor MPS Bhatia to say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, again. Good morning. So, yeah. Thank you. First of all, I thank all the dignitaries here on the dais, Mr. Mittal, Mr. Deepan Sahu, Mayank, Himanshu, Madam Prerna, and not all the participants who are from second year, different branches who are here, and BBA students. There are a lot of BBA students also there. So I'm thankful everybody who has come for this event. We'll have I have requested Dr. Mittal to talk about various startup, how the startup can be built, how this boot camp will be there. For that, they will be telling you about this. But let me tell about that. There are, for NSUT, a lot of students have a startup, and whenever a company come for a campus placement, there are a lot of things they look for it. Yesterday, anybody attended Tower Research boot camp? No. The person who was the director, who is an alumni of NSUT, who is a director of Tower Research, he was there for a boot camp. He had a startup in the NSUT. So those students who have a startup here in NSUT, you have an idea, you get yourself registered with NSUT-IIF, and the institute has a policy to pay you up to, ma'am, 8 lakhs? 7.5. 7.5 lakhs, plus you can even get more funding from outside world also. So I request everybody, because most of you are in second year, you have your own startup, make a group of 2-3 students, make a proposal to us and have a startup, and this will help you out for not only for a campus placement, even if you go abroad for higher studies in US or maybe in IM, this will help you out. And this is the right time when you can have your startup, because second year you have a less academic and other load, and you are fresh from the from the school, and you have spent 1 year approximately. You will be spending 1 year. You have already spent 1 year here, and you can have an idea, register that idea with the NSUT IF. The NSUT IF have a lot of mentors, so they will mentor you out for this startup. And with these words, again, I thank Professor Mittal, Professor Sahu, and Mayank, Professor Prerna, Himanshu ji for sparing a very bit time here. And thank all the students who are attending this, and attendance I will take care. Right, thank you.
Now may I please request our chief guest, Mr. Shri Harkesh Mittal ji, to say a few words.
Dignitaries on the dais and young friends. I don't know whether I should be calling you friends, but because I am almost of the age of your grandfather and belong to a different era. But you don't look like so. Okay, thank you. Well, I also wanted to be an entrepreneur myself while I was in college. I was studying for my MBA at IIM Ahmedabad, and at that time I had an idea, and my loan was sanctioned, industrial shed was allocated, and I was to graduate and start my own enterprise. So one of my professor there, Professor Gupta, he said that there is this new institute which has come up, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad, which is organizing this program, which is a co-organizer of this program today. It had opened up in 1983. And they were organizing a program, how to start your own business. So my Professor Gupta told me that why don't you go and attend this program, because he knew that I am going to start a business immediately after graduation. Well, friends, I went there and I joined that program, and trust me, that was the end of my entrepreneurial dreams. How? I got all the knowledge. I was very impressed with one professor there, Professor Raval. He seemed to know everything about small-scale industry. I thought if I work with Professor Raval for 2-3 months, I will get all that knowledge, and then nobody would be able to beat me in entrepreneurship. Well, friends, I have most of the knowledge, I won't say all the knowledge about small industry, startups today, but I could not start. If there's one message you want to take home today from this talk of mine, while knowledge is important, action is more important. You must act. हम लोग सब सोचते रह जाते हैं, काम नहीं करते. Unless you act, you will not get anywhere. That's my story. I will also share stories of other people with you, nothing about me now. First of all, I'll share the story of a young Sardarji, Harjap Singh Maan. Harjap Singh Maan was a student at NIT Silchar. NIT Silchar. He belonged to Noida, and he wanted to be an entrepreneur, but he had no idea as to what he will start. So he came back after completing his BTech. He came back to Noida and started searching for an idea on which he could work. So he happened to meet the promoters of Shipra Sun City. Shipra Sun City is a large housing complex in Noida with about 18,000 dwelling units. And he happened to meet him. The promoter said that there is one problem in my colony, that about 8 to 10 cars get stolen every month, and as a result, the real estate prices of my colony are not going up. So Man immediately replied, yes, that can be fixed. He had no idea how that can be fixed. So this fellow, the promoter, got excited. He said, yes, please tell me how this can be fixed. He said, not like this. I will come after 15 days and give a proper presentation along with my team. He had no team, he had no idea, but he bought that time of 15 days. After 15 days, they discovered a solution. He took 2-3 friends of his along with him and made a proper presentation. Solution was very simple. RFID tag on the key on the car and a reader at the gate. When all these three match, the gate opens, both for incoming and for outgoing of the vehicles. Very simple solution, nothing complicated in technology. Now, the promoter, he said there are 20,000 vehicles in this complex. What would be your charge per car per month? He said 500 rupees per car per month. So a neat and clean business of 1 crore of rupees per month. First order, a youngster just out of the college, 1 crore rupees per month, about 10 to 12 crores per annum. That was what he was about to get. Well, Man was very happy. He was jumping with joy. Boss zindagi ban gayi. But when he actually went to implement this solution, there were 8 resident welfare associations of that in that complex. और सब एक दूसरे से लड़ते थे. There was a rivalry amongst those associations. With the result, only 3,000 cars out of 20,000 registered for the new system. अब कॉलोनी के 8 गेट में से सिर्फ 4 ऑटोमेट हुए, बाकी 4 जो थे वो भी मैनुअल थे. अभी बाकी 4 मैनुअल थे. अब क्या हुआ, वहाँ लोग जो है जिनके पास ऑटोमेटेड सिस्टम की सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं थी, वो भी ऑटोमेटेड गेट पे आते और उसको जो गेट कीपर था उस पर चिल्लाते, खोलता क्यों नहीं है, तू जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूँ. ये हमारे यहाँ पे बहुत कॉमन है, तू जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूँ. ये हमारे नॉर्दर्न इंडिया में बहुत कॉमन है. तो वहाँ पे झगड़े होने लगे. दी इंटायर बिजनेस वॉज इन अ प्रॉब्लम. अब उसने क्या किया, मान ने, ही वेंट बैक टू हिज टीम कि इसका क्या सोल्यूशन है. तो सोल्यूशन जो उन्होंने निकाला, दे एम्प्लॉयड डेफ एंड डम पीपल, पीपल हु कुड नॉट हियर, पीपल हु कुड नॉट स्पीक एज गेट कीपर्स. तो अब वो आदमी जो सब्सक्रिप्शन के बिना है, वो आता गेट पे चिल्लाता, खोलता क्यों नहीं है दरवाज़ा, जानता नहीं मैं कौन हूँ. ऑल दैट वुड हैपन. शुरू में उसने कुछ एबल बॉडीड पर्सनस को साथ में रखा, वो जाके उसकी ड्राइवर के शीशे पे नॉक करके, क्यों चिल्ला रहे हो, ये बेचारे को सुनता नहीं है, ये बोल नहीं सकता, क्यों चिल्ला रहे हो. दिस फेलो इज़ हर्ट इंटरनली, बट ओवरली ही सेज कैसे कैसे लोगों को नौकरी पर रख लेते हैं. बट दिस फेलो इन द मीन टाइम द गेट कीपर इज ओनली फोल्डिंग हिज हैंड्स एंड सेइंग दैट गो टू गेट नंबर 4. बस वो सिर्फ ये कर रहा है. तो खैर रिलक्टेंटली ही टर्न्स अराउंड, गोज टू गेट नंबर 4. Then came Deepavali. He hosted a big party for all these deaf and dumb employees and their families. The local media covered it very well. उसने सबके इतनी कटिंग्स ले सकता था वो ली, फोटोकॉपीज बनाई and put it in each of the houses. By January, out of 20,000 cars, 18,000 cars registered for the new system. And Man became the biggest employer of deaf and dumb people in the world. Biggest employer of deaf and dumb people in the world. Or Man is now expanded into many other things, including drones. The tagline of his company in drones is, I cannot speak, I cannot hear, but I can fly. That's the tagline of his company. What I was trying to impress upon you is that any startup would have issues, problems. How creatively and innovatively you can solve those problems. That is important, and it is very rewarding for you and for your employees and for your friends, colleagues whom you can also engage with. You can build teams in the college itself, but build your team on the base of capabilities of each individual. Not कि मेरा सबसे अच्छा दोस्त ये है या मेरी सबसे अच्छी सहेली ये है, तो मैं उसके बेस पे हम लोग, ये डिज़ास्टर मैंने होते हुए देखा है अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ में. मेरा अपना बेटा, उसका एक स्टार्टअप है, वो 3 स्कूल के दोस्त थे, मतलब अब कहना नहीं चाहिए, मतलब तीनों लफंटर, मतलब जो अपना मौज मस्ती करने वाले, वो जो है उन्होंने मिलके एक स्टार्टअप शुरू किया. तो उसका रिज़ल्ट आप जानते हो क्या होगा, क्योंकि वो स्टार्टअप में भी वही करते थे जो वो स्कूल टाइम में करते थे. तो इसलिए टीम ऐसी बनाओ जो कि कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्ट्रेंथ की हो. एक कोई फाइनेंस का आदमी हो जिसको जो फाइनेंस समझ सकता हो, एक कोई मार्केटिंग का बंदा अच्छा हो, एक कोई प्रोडक्शन या मतलब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के अंदर जिसका वो अच्छा हो. तो ये सब जो है, ये सब आप लोग एक अच्छी टीम बनाओ, अच्छे स्टार्टअप प्रमोट करो. और बात जहाँ तक सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात है, सस्टेनेबिलिटी कई तरीके से वो की जा सकती है. आप पावर कंजम्पशन कम कर सकते हो, आप क्लाइमेट पे इम्पैक्ट कम कर सकते हो, आप मतलब लेस एमिशंस जो हैं वो कर सकते हो, प्लास्टिक फ्री ऑल्टरनेटिव्स बना सकते हो. ये सब, इसका मतलब ये है कि इवन फॉर सस्टेनेबल एंटरप्राइजेस देयर इज अ प्लेंटी ऑफ स्कोप, राइट. और एज फार एज मतलब सपोर्ट बाय द गवर्नमेंट इज़ कंसर्न, मैंने अपनी लाइफ में इतनी सपोर्ट टू स्टार्टअप्स मैंने कहीं नहीं देखी अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड. जो इस वक्त हम इंडिया में हमारा फोकस है, हर मिनिस्ट्री, हर गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट स्टार्टअप्स के साथ काम करना चाहता है. आपको इतने इंसेंटिव्स दिए जा रहे हैं जो कि आप मतलब आपकी जर्नी जो है वो रिस्क फ्री हो जाती है. यू हैव इंक्यूबेटर राइट हेयर इन NSUIT. सॉरी, मेरे ना मुंह पे NSIT चढ़ा हुआ है ओल्ड एज की वजह से, मतलब सो दैट्स द पार्डन मी फॉर दैट. बट चलिए ठीक है. तो मैं आपसे ये बात कर रहा था कि इतने इंसेंटिव्स को अगर आप अवेल करते हो तो 2 चीज़ें. एक तो आपको एक्सपीरियंस होगा इस चीज़ का, और दीज आर इनकम्बरेंस फ्री रिस्क कैपिटल जो कि आपको मिलती है. मतलब आपको, अगर आप सक्सेसफुल हुए, नथिंग लाइक इट, और अगर आप फेल भी हुए तो कोई बात नहीं, दैट्स एन एक्सपीरियंस. और स्टार्टअप्स के अंदर एक और बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ ये है कि पहला स्टार्टअप जनरली मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल फॉल्टर इन द फर्स्ट स्टार्टअप. It is normally the second or the third startup which you actually succeed and make big money. तो इसलिए मतलब फेलियर से डरना नहीं है, और अपना फोकस जो है वो एक पर्पस की तरफ, एक सोल्यूशन की तरफ, उसकी तरफ फोकस करना है, राइट. कैन आई टेक क्वेश्चन वगैरह मतलब रहने देता हूँ. चलिए ठीक है. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर अ वेरी पेशेंट लिसनिंग. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Harkesh sir, for that motivating story and that amazing session on sustainable startups. I hope you guys learned some, new insights about what is happening in the startup culture and how to sustain your startups and all. Now I would request Mr. Dipen Sahu to say a few words on value innovation. Please welcome.
मेरा वॉइस पहुंच रहा है ना? Is it audible? Okay. Good mornings to all. And first of all, I will thank the Vice Chancellor of NSUT, Professor Saini sir, and chief guest of today's event, Professor H.K. Mittal sir. Actually, I know him since last 15 years, since the day I started my entrepreneurship journey. And I know Professor Prerna Madam and Bhatia sir since last 6 years. 2017 since I joined AICT, then with Ministry of Education. And since 2017, whole country, I think since 2016, that government of India started this Startup India and Stand Up India. I think since then, a kind of a movement is going on in our country and putting our country in the forefront in the global map. And in the last 7 years, if I will tell you that how we have achieved, how we have progressed, it is kind of a eye-opening and phenomenon and also kind of a model for many other developing and underdeveloped countries to follow. Let me tell you 3-4 facts. In 2016, India positioned as the 85th position in the Global Innovation Index. I hope you all know Global Innovation Index. It is an international scale which put the countries based on the performance in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship. And India was 86th position. And in 2023, it is 40th position. So we have moved from 86th position to 40th position. So it is kind of a 46th position jump. So what happened in this last 6 to 7 years that actually made India to jump from this 86th to 40th? There are many incidents. As I said, one is Startup India and Stand Up India. Definitely this is the one of the umbrella program. Don't spray chemicals. These are chemicals. Okay, anyway. See, this is what sustainability. The sustainability, what we are challenging the hackathon, sustainability, I think you all know, sustainability is something that protect the earth, protect the environment, protect the life, and creating enough space for the future generation to explore and utilize the resources. So we do so many activities through that. We actually create lots of harmful things. We exploit that. And we thought that we are the only solo owner of these things and let's use it. And we are not thinking about the future generation. So we have to change certain habits, certain actions, certain thoughts, certain behaviors. Actually, that will make this earth sustainability. I hope this is the objective of today's event, that is sustainability hackathon, right? So I think you all are aligned with this thought. And my comment came just because of this chemical spray, because here we are inhaling so many things and it should not affect our health. Anyway, this is one aspect. Coming to the India's impressive movement or the position from 86 to 40th, actually it happened because of 3 things. First thing is the growing economy. See, the GDP per capita, India has increased. I think moving from $3,000 to $7,500 today, I think that's actually helped to invest a lot of things and the resources towards innovation and entrepreneurship. And the ecosystems developed in our country, especially the educational institutions, have taken the responsibility. And who are the part of the education system? The faculty members, students, and ecosystem enablers working near and around the institutions. All these 3 stakeholders come together and they have developed a system. And that system is now started giving the value, started paying back to the society in terms of improving our creativeness, entrepreneurial ability of the students. And now many students are aspiring to become an entrepreneur. They are aspiring to become an innovator. They are solving the problems. And this hackathon word was not much familiar 5 years back. Ministry of Education started a program called Smart India Hackathon program. I hope you all are much familiar with this Smart India Hackathon. Actually, this hackathon culture is more familiar with the corporates. And corporates are actually operating in an entrepreneurship environment, but earlier we used to tell it is a business environment, but now we call it entrepreneurial environment because there is a thin difference between business and entrepreneurship. Actually, that is called stakeholder. So in business, they only think about the shareholders or the investors' value. Like how to create the wealth of or the profit of the shareholders. But entrepreneurs, they are focusing on the stakeholders. So stakeholders can be a shareholder, also the people or the any party associate starting from sourcing of the material to the consumption of the material. That means your raw material, the farmers and all the things. So this is the difference between businessman thought process and an entrepreneur thought process. Actually, we have started changing this behavior, attitude, and developing the ability of our students to look innovation and entrepreneurship as a tool to solve the problems. So this was not happening before, but actually gradually this massive shift in the behavior, attitude, put our country, put the whole innovation ecosystem in a rolling mode, and every day now we are thriving for quality. Earlier, our focus was quantity because let's have a quantity first, and once quantity will come, then through competition, through refinement, we will move to quality. So gradually, we have achieved the quality, and now moving towards the quality. And one thing I have observed, also one research says, it is Stanford research, two years back. Let me ask you one question. How many of you are actually happy, you are feeling happy with your current status or the current position or the current engagement? Please raise your hand. How many of you are actually feeling happy with your work you are delivering every day, be it as a professional or personal or your study? So please raise your hand. Sincerely ask yourself, how many of you are actually feeling happy? You are satisfied with your performance? Very few. So this is, okay, it's gradually increasing, but still the number is not high. Very, very less, I think less than 10%. The research says that happiness and creativity has a very strong positive correlation. So those are happy, they are likely to create more creative. They are more creative. So those are actually, you will see that those are happy, they will create lots of creative activities. They will engage in many creative activities. They will come up with innovations. They will engage them in the problem solving. And this is the example of in advanced countries where they are not struggling for the livelihood because their stomach is already full. Their income is already good. So they are not struggling for the livelihood. So they are likely to engage in more opportunity-driven entrepreneurship. But country like in African countries, even you can take the situation of India 10 years back, our stomach was not full. We are always striving to how we will feed the people. Even every individual, once they will age the 18, they will think for how to run the family. So the intention or the motive is to a kind of a necessity driven. And when it is a necessity driven, there is a highly likely that you will miss the innovation component. Or you will go with the jugaad innovation, not the high-end technology or kind of a intellectual property-driven innovation. So this is the difference between opportunity-driven and necessity-driven. But good thing is that in the last 10 years, India has moved from the trap of necessity-driven to opportunity-driven. And this is the sign of the development of our country and moving towards an advanced nation. And this is because of the potential, innovation potential of our students, faculty members, and our institutions' capability to provide that environment, conducive environment for our students to get into this challenging situation and coming up with a solution which can be scaled up, which can be further taken into a business firm. This is and based on your potential, government has set a target that by 2025 or 26, India is going to be the third largest economy. Third largest economy. Already we have achieved the fifth largest. And we are projecting this target not just in Hawaii. It's based on your intention, your attitude, your ability, and our institutions' capability. And by 2047, India has said that it will reach to an advanced country in just next 25 years. Just next 25 years, India will be an advanced country. And again, already the path is clearly seen, it is visible that by 2047 we will. It is clearly visible. And I'm telling you why. See, 19th century was for European countries because industrial revolution started from Europe. 20th century was for America. This 21st century is for Asia, special for China and India. And China has already started utilizing it fully, but now China's population, that workforce, it is started declining. The age group of that workforce started declining. But we are now youngest nation in the world. We are the emerging startup nation in the world, and we are the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And we have more than 63,000 education institutions, more than 15 lakh schools. It is third largest schooling education system in the world, and high potential that we will deliver quality innovations, quality startups will come from these education institutions. But for that, every stakeholder, especially the student and faculty, they have to realize that this is the place where nothing to lose, but everything, whatever you will do, you attempt any entrepreneurship or innovation, if you will not successful, if you will not become an entrepreneur, also you will behave like an entrepreneur, and this entrepreneur will also will give you a mileage in terms of getting a good job in the corporate, because corporates are looking for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs to come and join and run the show as like in a profit center in their corporates. The culture is changing. Expectation is high. Aspiration is actually moving forward. So this is the call, it's a clarion call given by the Prime Minister Modi, and where every education institutions, every faculty, every student, every ecosystem enablers will work in a system, in an ecosystem fashion, not in isolation, not in a kind of a just to profit for themselves, but passing the profits, passing the benefits to all the stakeholders. So there are so many things to tell, but I will only now take only 2 minutes time to take exercise, because I want to know, even your institute wants to know that enterprising ability of our students. So this is thumb rule, and I think we will see that how many of you are actually having that enterprising ability mindset in your mind, and just take it note that this is not fixed. This is the status of today. Maybe it will changes once you will consciously will take the decision or the action on it for improvisation. Maybe after 1 year, your status quo will change. So let's ask 3-4 questions, and you have to raise your hand, and accordingly, we will get some that how many out of these 200 people or 200 students here, how many of you are actually having this enterprising tendency, and that will actually help to make your innovation and entrepreneurship path bit easier. So my first question is that, because you are here, and I think many of you are staying in the hostel or day scholars, and you are coming every day here and there, and you are now at the age of 18 or 17 or 20. So my first question, how many of you have motivation, and that is internal motivation or self-motivation, to perform your work or to deliver your work or to carry out your daily activities without depend on your parents, without depend on your faculty, without depending on your student members to remind you. I'm telling you to remind you, not to perform, to deliver, but to remind you. So your involvement, your engagement in any activities or performing any daily activities, that is self-motivated. You have internally self-motivated. You are not depend much on the external motivation. So please raise your hand. How many you have the self-motivation? This indicates the first stage of your enterprising ability mindset, but still it is only 30%. I think remaining 70% still have not that internal motivation. That means you depend on outside. You depend on your parents. You depend on your students or the faculty members to remind you for certain activities, any kind of activities. The second question is that when you commute, when you come and across with any kind of interactions or any kind of incidents, so you must be encountering some problems or challenges that somebody is facing. Maybe that problem not belongs to you, but somebody is facing certain challenges. How many of you are actually bothered and feeling restlessness while you are seeing any kind of challenges faced by anybody or faced by you? So anything is bothering you, anything is putting you in restlessness mind. So tell us how many of you having that kind of mindset or that kind of feeling. So please raise your hand. How many of you have the restlessness or kind of a bothering by seeing any kind of challenges or any kind of difficulties you come across or you see faced by somebody? So please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Nothing is fully or something. So please raise your hand completely. So around, again, 15 to 20%. This is the second stage. Once a person is self-motivated, then concern for the society, concern for others is very, very essential to become an entrepreneur? The third question is that how many of you are once have self-motivated and once you have the restlessness that somebody is facing challenges, how many of you are coming forward to solve that challenge, or you're thinking for prescribing certain challenges, but you are giving the solution with some kind of logic. So you are not prescribing anything, something whatever comes to your mind, but with some logic, with some information, with some opinion, you are prescribing a solution. So please raise your hand, how many of you are actually fulfilling this third criteria? Okay, number is a bit less again, 10%, but still there are hands. My fourth question, my last question, once you have self-motivated, once you have the restlessness to solve the problem, and once you have a solution with logic, how many of you are actually executing it? Please raise your hand. 5%, good, but I am observing one girl who has raised hand for all these four things. The last row, the black t-shirt, please stand. Yes, thank you. And please, please come to forward, please come to dais. Please come. So, no doubt there are others, but still, I observed that girl actually have raised the hand for all these four questions. So, I want to know that, what's your good name? Divyanshi, just tell us. Because you have raised hand, I am very much confident that you must have done some attempt to solve a big problem or some innovation or some startups in last 1 to 2 years. So please turn to the audience and tell us. Take this one. Okay.
So basically, मैं entrepreneurship में सबसे जब I was in 11th class. And I'm from BBA IIV, जिसमें सारे बच्चों के पास अपने अपने स्टार्टअप्स हैं. Not even a single guy is like time passing, ठीक है? तो BBA IIV एक बार हाथ खड़े कर दो, मेरी क्लास के बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं यहाँ पे. And they are like सबके पास अपने स्टार्टअप्स हैं. और हाँ, प्लीज खड़े हो जाओ सब लोग. देखा, सारे बच्चे आए हैं क्लास से मोस्टली. हाँ, इन सबके पास अपने अपने स्टार्टअप्स हैं. एंड मोस्टली ऑफ देम लाइक अभिषेक, आर्यन, Adnan, and many of them are having their startups since we were in 11th only. And what problem I am solving, I think मेरे पास एक startup है जो कि traditional paintings को deal करता है. तो हमने देखा local painters जो है, जो local painters होते हैं उनके पास like art तो होती है, but उनके पास एक platform नहीं होता है कि उसको कहाँ sell करें. और अभी तक Indian brand कोई भी नहीं है जो कि traditional painting से deal करे. तो वो हम एग्जीक्यूट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. एंड अभी मैं एक और वेंचर में काम कर रही हूँ एज अ मार्केट एसोसिएट. तो बस लाइक आई एम डेवलपिंग एंड ऑल.
Good, Divyanshi, congratulations. And I think the thumb rule that I have applied, it is proof. And like that, this try to develop the quality to become a self-motivated, having a restlessness to solve a problem, whatever comes to your mind or anywhere. The third thing is always come up with a solution with a logic or information. And the fourth attempt is, already Mittals are said, knowledge is there but action is required. This is called action. You have to execute it. Be it any kind. Don't think that it should be kind of, but it should be a creative and innovative one. That is the only basic criteria you have to fulfill. And another thing, creativity and happiness, I said that those are happier, they create more, and reverse is also vice versa, that reverse is also true. So if you are not happy, try to engage yourself with the creativity, gradually you will start become happier. So this is the another formula I am going to give. So if you are happy, definitely you will create happiness, you will create more. Also if you are not happy, if you want to become happier, try to engage yourself something creativeness, slightly and slowly you will feel happy. So this is the way a happy life, a happy society, a happy community, a happy country you can achieve. Thank you all.
Excellent talk, Deepan, and we had a wonderful motivation for all the students. I request my alumni of NSUT, NSIT, to tell his journey about how he became entrepreneur. और ये जरूर पूछ लेना कि कितना अभी वेल्थ है इसके पास.
Thank you. अच्छा अभी गुड न्यूज़ है. पहले मैं लेक्चर देने आया था. सर ने बोला कि लेक्चर मत दो, कहानी सुनाओ, क्योंकि बच्चे बोर हो रहे हैं. तो आई विल नाउ टेल यू अ स्टोरी. बट उससे पहले एक बात. तो इसको हटा देते हैं, इसको हटा देते हैं. ठीक है. नहीं, इट्स ओके. Am I audible at the back? And am I audible now? At the back? Okay. Yeah. So my identity is 449 IC02. Okay. How many of you can decipher what I just said? 449 IC02. Okay, the guy at the back. खड़े होके बताओ.
Which year he entered, which branch he is? Can you tell? Roll number?
थोड़ा जोर से बोलो. Just like that girl.
Which branch?
Okay, which year? Okay, 2002 was the entry year, so I'll give it to you. And 449 was the roll number. Yeah, so I'm actually 2 decades older than you guys. And 20 साल पहले जब मैं ऐसे ऑडी में घुसता था, तब ये नहीं था. ऑडी, the main ऑडी was there. I used to feel that जो बोल रहे हैं वो मेरे से ज़्यादा समझदार हैं. तो you know, I used to be like trembling with fear कि कुछ पूछ ले कोई खड़े होके. अभी 20 साल बाद भी वही सिचुएशन है. वो रोल रिवर्स हो गया है. अभी मुझे लग रहा है ऑडियंस इज मोर इंटेलिजेंट देन आई एम. एंड क्या पता कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ ले कोई. तो लाइफ हैज़ नॉट चेंज्ड मच. Thanks, first of all, Himanshu sir, Prerna ma'am, Bhatia sir, for inviting me. Feeling very nostalgic and very nervous today. It's not every day that you get called to your alma mater. And before I start further, I would like all of you to stand up once. I think you've been sitting for almost an hour. Now, नहीं आप बैठ सकते हो. Okay. Now, you know, in the last 20 years, I've met probably tens of thousands of candidates for interview. I have seen people from all colleges, all universities. हाँ, mic ले लेते हैं. Hi, is it on now? Okay. Yeah, in last 20 years, probably I would have met tens of thousands of people, both for interview and for many other meetings. I've met people from like across institutions, from the topmost to regular institutions. And I feel very proud that I was able to attend NSIT, earlier DIT, now NSUT. I would like all of you to clap once for 30 seconds for the institution. The name might have changed from DIT to NSIT to NSUT, but I think the ethos has remained the same. This institution breeds This institution has produced a lot of successful alums, inspired a lot of people, and it has stood the test of time. So that's first. Second, I want you to clap for the faculty members here. Faculty members are like, satellite launch vehicles. So they stay in the orbit, but they launch satellites to go outside the space, in the space. So thanks to Bhatia sir, Prerna ma'am, KPS Rana sir, Mittal sir, and all others who are not here right now. And third, I want all of you to clap for yourself. Because due to your hard work that you did in class 11, 12, due to the studies that you did, and of course some bit of luck, you are able to attend this prestigious institution. So third round of clap was for that. So thank you. You can sit down now. How much time do you want me to? 5 minutes. Okay. So I'll try to narrate my journey in the next 5 to 8 minutes. I'll be brief, not very detailed. So my entrepreneurship journey actually started when I was in second year in NSIT. So just like all of you guys, exactly 20 years back in 2003, that's when my entrepreneurship journey started. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly 20 years back, I was in second year instrumentation. We had a bunch of friends from instrumentation, along with few of our friends from IT Delhi. We started this company called Appin, A-P-P-I-N, Appin. Bhatia sir remembers. उस समय पे entrepreneurship was a word जिसकी spelling भी हमें नहीं आती थी because it was a new word and not a lot of people knew what does entrepreneurship mean. कोई entrepreneurship बोलता था, कुछ बोलते थे. It was a very new word. या guys at the back 5 मिनट सुन लो, कुछ तो ऐसी बात बताऊंगा तुमको याद रहेगी. Okay? Yeah, second last bench, that girl. If you have anything valuable, I invite you to come here and speak. But please give me 5 minutes, okay? Your professors are taking a lot of pains in, instilling a lot of value system here. So I would request you to oblige. Okay. So we were a group of friends and instrumentation, 5 people from here and a few folks from IT Delhi. We started this company, Appin. We used to conduct training programs for students of tier 2 colleges. We used to conduct trainings in robotics, nanotechnology, embedded systems, and C++. These were 4 courses. So as I said, entrepreneurship was not very hot those times. We used to bunk classes. We used to say that ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya, bunk classes. Conduct sessions in different colleges, IP University and other colleges, IT Delhi also. In fact, we did a few classes in NSIT as well for our batchmates. So that was the beginning. The entire physical infrastructure of NSIT and the atmosphere was that it fostered a lot of creativity. So that's where the roots began. After my BTech, I did MBA from IIM Kozhikode. I am from a Bania family, so many of you here you would imagine that it's not easy to not do a job after you do a BTech. So I went to MBA. During MBA, of course, I studied. Interesting thing is that my MBA interview happened in which I spoke about this startup. And the interview panel asked me that आप MBA क्यों कर रहे हो? मैंने वही ज्ञान आंसर कि मुझे entrepreneurship करनी है, this and that. And they said, तो we will give you admission on the condition that you will not appear for placements. Now this is during my IIM interview. तो मैंने चौड़े में बोल दिया, हाँ मैं नहीं बैठूंगा placement में. And I got the admit. I went to IIM Kozhikode. I spent two years there. Within IIM Kozhikode also, I did a small startup. The startup, it was not a startup, but yeah, an initiative. So our college was around 25 kilometers away from the city. So there was no food delivery, like there was a Swiggy which you have today. So there was no option of food delivery. And we only had canteen food. Now all of you know canteen food, mess food, you can get bored very easily. So how to order? Because nobody would come to serve you. So what I did was I created a widget on Excel using macros where I would take orders from entire campus, around 400 students were there. I would aggregate those orders at my end. So let's say we have around 200 people here. You order a burger, you order a pizza or whatever. I will aggregate the order, create a common order book, then place the order to a burger chain which is in the town. They would deliver to my place the bulk order because bulk order was around 5,000 rupees. And then from my hostel room, I used to distribute it to different people. They would come to my room, pay me cash. And as a result, because the burger chain used to get a bulk order from me, they used to give my meal free of cost. So that was the business I was running there for around 1.5 years, from second trimester to sixth trimester. And then I passed on this business to other folks in the junior batches. So that was my second entrepreneurial stint during my academic cycle. Of course, MBA happened. That professor who interviewed me during interview, he forgot that I had committed not to appear for placement. So I got placed. And I got good offers, so I joined Bank of America from campus. I was doing investment banking there. Then in 2008, some of you may know that the global economic crisis happened, and almost all American banks shut down their India shops. So after 8 months of joining campus placement, I was told by the bank that they are shutting down the Delhi office, and I'll be jobless. Now, while I was sad, there was, luck favors the brave. The bank also said that they will pay 20 months of salary as a severance package. Now, imagine 20 months of salary, बनिया लड़का, घर में जाके बताएगा कि मम्मी जॉब छूट गई, तो पहले मम्मी दुखी होंगी, फिर लेकिन मम्मी 20 महीने की सैलरी इकट्ठे मिल जाएगी. और that day we had a party at home. पहली बार ऐसा हुआ होगा कि लड़के की जॉब छूट रही लेकिन घर में लड्डू बट रहे हैं, क्योंकि 20 महीने की सैलरी इकट्ठी मिलेगी. But I took it as an opportunity. I said, this is a signal, from the nature to me, that do something that you've been wanting to do, convert your part-time hobby into a full-time profession. And from that day, I decided that I will not work. I told my parents that, I've earned enough for the next 20 months. And I'll give myself 20 months. If in 20 months I'm not able to run a successful business idea, then only I will start looking for jobs. Else, for the next 20 months, you allow me to do whatever I want to do. And after that, I never looked back. I did a couple of startups. They did not succeed. Finally, third startup succeeded. It was again with my classmate, Ishan Gupta, from my batch, with whom I had also started Appin. We ran EduCart for 5 years. It was acquired by Paytm in 2015. And then in 2015, when Paytm acquired EduCart, I moved on. I did not join Paytm. And I then met another group of founders who were building Zopper, which is the company where I work today. And since 2015, I have been building Zopper. Today, we are India's largest insurtech. More than, yeah, so I'll not spend more time about Zopper, but yeah, we've been at it for almost a decade now, 8 years for me, 10 years for the larger team. COVID happened, a lot of struggles during COVID period. We did not lay off a single person. We didn't cut salaries. In fact, our business grew even during COVID times. So a lot of struggle. I'm seeing a lot of enthusiasm here regarding entrepreneurship, the setup of the incubation center, very active efforts being done by Prerna ma'am and others for fostering entrepreneurship. A lot of grants are available now. Sir spoke about a 7.5 lakh rupee grant. We were speaking in the backstage room about a 20 lakh rupee grant, then 50 lakh rupee convertible debenture, and then more avenues of funding are available. My message to all of you will be that, and of course, entrepreneurship is mainstream now. We have Shark Tank being watched by our parents and grandparents. So my message to all of you would be that if you have any idea, do not hold it. And I think Mr. Sahu also mentioned that, I think Sir mentioned that there is thought and there is action. So convert your ideas into action. If you take a risk, only then you will reap the rewards. I took risk. Initial few years of my life were very, I would say, not financially rewarding. My peers and my friends were way ahead of me in their financial journey, the kind of holidays they took, the kind of phones they owned, the kind of cars they owned. But after a while, my career started giving me rewards of all the efforts I'd put in. And today I feel confident and very, I feel very, I would say, content that the path I took initially did not give me reward, but now it is. So that's my message to you, that if you have any ideas, please put them into action. The institute is there to support you. We were talking about engagement. I personally will be involved more and more with the institute now to mentor young startups. And of course, a lot of funding is available. That is one of the challenges that most of people, due to this funding challenge, a lot of people don't start. So enough money is available. And you guys are in second year. You have 2 years, until you graduate, and you have financial responsibility. So make the best use of this time. Utilize the resources of the institute. Institute has invested crores of rupees in developing the infrastructure. So please utilize it. If you utilize it, only then that investment will bear fruits. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mahek sir. Yeah, please.
Okay. I'll talk a bit about Zopper. We are, as I mentioned, we are an insurtech company. What we do is that we build technology platform which enables large companies to sell insurance. So I'm sure many of you will have Ola app in your phone. In the Ola app, you will see an insurance button. There's an insurance section. So if you click on that section, you will see a lot of insurance products. So most of those products are powered by us. If you go to ClearTrip, you buy a flight ticket. Then along with flight ticket, you get an option of buying flight insurance or baggage insurance or flight cancellation insurance. So we power that insurance. If you bank with banks like Bank of Baroda, Equitas, such, then if the bank guy is calling you, sir, insurance le lo, then that guy must be using our technology. So we build technology which is used by large companies to sell insurance to their customers. Porter uses our technology, Spinny. So a lot of companies who have a large customer base, they use our technology to sell insurance. That's what we do. We are based in Noida. We have around 700 people across the country. Other offices are in Bombay, Pune, Kolkata. We have a team of around 150 techies, technology and product. And yeah, so maybe I'll come back to the campus for placements and internship very soon. So far, yeah, yeah, we raised. Okay, so in so far we have raised around $100 million, out of which 75. Okay, 100 million is 800 crores. Yeah, but like in today's value, yeah. So that's the amount of money we have raised so far. We have Tiger Global as one of the investors. ICICI Group is another investor. In fact, ICICI calls us a group company because they invested in us. And then few others whose names may not be very popular. Sure, sure. We'll talk about it. Yeah. So if any of you are interested in working in the insurtech sector, feel free to reach out to me. I'm available on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me there, and then we can connect. Okay, आपका message आया था. ठीक है. Great, great. Yeah, I'll have a look. And yeah, that's a bit about our company. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, thank you so much, all guests here. Our chief guest, Shri Harkesh Mittal ji, Deepan Sahu ji, and Mayank Gupta for their very valuable lectures for us. And thank you so much, Professor Prerna ma'am. Thank you so much, Bhatia sir, for their sparing their valuable time for this event. And last but not the least, so I thank you all for all your patience and listening to our guest very carefully and very diligently. And I request yeah. So we'll have a photograph over there. With okay. Yeah. With our guests. Okay. Yeah. And refreshment is there.
Refreshment is there.
Yeah. That is there. Okay.
So what we'll do is first photograph, combined photograph, so that tomorrow Mayank, you may get recruited at Mayank's. You can tell कि sir हम लोगों ने attend किया था, है ना? And what you have to do is let them sit. आप बैठिए मैडम, आप बैठिए, आप फर्स्ट रो में बैठिए, बैठिए. तो हम लोग एक फोटोग्राफ लेने के बाद then what we'll do is refreshment is on the left hand side. We'll all go one by one and carry the box. Classes में मत लेके जाना. अब उसमें क्या है वो देख लेना. I request everybody to sit for a moment, and what we'll do is वहाँ से जाते जाते हैं और box दे दो. I will request all those people who are sitting at the back, first three 3 रोज उठ के उधर चले जाएं बाहर एंड दे कैन पिक द बॉक्स. पहले 3 रो, पहले 3 बस. सुनो, उधर से नीचे आप देखो क्योस ना हो बाहर. मैं इधर मैं इनको करता हूं. मैं बाकी लोग बैठे रहो बेटा. बाहर चले जाओ यार, ये वॉलंटियर्स. सुनो इधर, हिमांशु तुम देखो, इधर देखो यार, बाहर 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 देखो, बॉक्स मिल जाए बच्चों को. यार तुम खड़े हो जाओ, इनको छोड़ दो. चीफ गेस्ट का काम हो गया. खाना, एवरीबॉडी शुड गेट रिफ्रेशमेंट्स. हाँ, मयंक फोटो खिंचवा लो इनके साथ यार, सबके साथ. बीबीए वाले कहाँ हैं? सर के साथ बिठा के फोटो खींच लो, पैसे लेने हैं तो.